In Seoul's glittering skyline, where glass towers reflect neon and luxury hides behind silence, a hotel guests describe as perfect. 5-star suites, private sky lounges, elevators that glide without a sound. But if you stand inside long enough, you notice something strange. The numbers rise smoothly. 10, 11, 12. THEN 14. No hesitation, no mechanical pause. As if the 13th floor never existed, except architectural records say it does. And according to a former employee who contacted me anonymously, the building didn't skip the floor. It buried it. My name is Daniel Park, investigative filmmaker. Urban legends usually collapse under research. But this story didn't. The anonymous message contained partial blueprints stamped confidential. Between floors 12 and 14 lay a sealed structural cavity nearly 4 meters tall, too large to be empty, too deliberate to be accidental. The sender included one final line: "People used to stay there." The hotel rose like polished obsidian above the city. Inside, everything smelled of citrus polish and quiet wealth. Staff smiled too perfectly. Guests spoke in hushed tones. Nothing suggested mystery until I stepped into the elevator. The control panel skipped number 13 entirely. I pressed 12, then 14. The jump felt longer than a single floor, a subtle drop in pressure. Like passing through something hollow, I wasn't alone. Ji Woo Han, architectural historian, specialized in post-war Korean development. Marcus Lee, sound engineer, documented ambient anomalies in structures. And Hannah Kim, former hospitality worker, agreed to help after revealing she once trained at the hotel. She quit after 3 weeks. "They told us never to discuss missing guests," she said quietly. Ji Woo compared public blueprints with construction permits. Early designs clearly showed a 13th floor labeled Executive Recovery Suites. Later revisions erased it entirely. No explanation, no demolition permits. Just absence. Marcus noticed something else. Standing in the hallway of the 12th floor, faint vibrations pulsed beneath the carpet, like distant machinery or footsteps. Hotels worldwide avoid the number 13 due to superstition, but removing physical space costs millions. Developers don't erase profit without reason. Historical records revealed the land once housed a small hillside neighborhood demolished during rapid modernization in the 1980s. Residents relocated abruptly. Several protested displacements. One report mentioned a fatal fire during demolition, officially accidental, unofficially unresolved. Hannah guided us to a restricted corridor used by maintenance staff. There, hidden behind linen carts, stood an elevator without floor numbers, only a key slot. We shouldn't have accessed it, but curiosity often outweighs caution. When the elevator moved, it stopped between 12 and 14. The doors opened halfway, then hesitated. Cold air poured inside. Beyond lay unfinished concrete. No decorations, no carpets. Just a long corridor lit by flickering emergency bulbs. Dust covered everything except a narrow path, as if someone still walked there. Room numbers remained etched into walls: -1301, 1302, 1303. Doors removed. Inside each space stood remnants of hotel suites frozen mid-construction or mid-abandonment, and mirrors, Every room contained mirrors facing inward. Archived employee logs revealed multiple incidents during early operation. Guests reported hearing knocking inside walls. Others claimed elevators opened briefly onto an unlisted floor. One couple vanished after requesting a room change due to persistent footsteps above. Their case closed quietly. No media coverage. Insurance settlements sealed records. Marcus's audio equipment began recording layered sounds, conversations overlapping decades apart, children laughing, fire alarms, screaming abruptly cut short. Ji Woo discovered scorch marks beneath paint, evidence of an earlier structure burned before construction completed. The hotel hadn't built over empty land. It built over tragedy and sealed it inside. In room 1313, we noticed reflections behaving strangely. Movements lagged. Shadows appeared slightly misaligned. Hannah refused to enter. She whispered something her grandmother once told her. In Korean belief, unfinished deaths create places where spirits wait for acknowledgement. Suddenly, Marcus's recorder picked up footsteps approaching from behind us. But the corridor remained empty until we checked the mirror. Figures stood there, dozens, watching silently. The void wasn't removed due to superstition. During early construction, workers reported hallucinations and accidents clustered around the 13th level. Developers sealed the entire floor rather than confront lawsuits or panic. But sealing space doesn't erase memory. The burned neighborhood, the displaced residents, the deaths never publicly mourned. The building became a monument built over unresolved grief, and grief left unacknowledged does not disappear. It waits. Lights shut off simultaneously. Emergency alarms activated. Elevators stopped responding. Footsteps echoed toward us, synchronized, heavy, impossible to locate. As we ran back to the service lift, mirrors along the corridor reflected people walking beside us. Not chasing, guiding. The elevator doors slammed shut just as shadows reached the threshold. Back in the lobby, everything felt normal again. Guests laughed, music played softly. Management denied any missing floor existed. Days later, reviewing footage, we discovered something impossible. In every mirror shot filmed inside the void, one extra figure walked among us. A woman in outdated clothing, face burned beyond recognition, standing closest to me. Since returning home, elevators sometimes pause unexpectedly between floors, and for a brief second, the display flickers. Maybe some buildings don't hide ghosts. Maybe they hide histories too painful to acknowledge. What do you think lies inside the missing floor superstition, corporate secrecy, or something still waiting to be remembered? If this story stayed with you, share your thoughts below and consider subscribing. Because sometimes the scariest places in a city, are they the ones officially said not to exist?